you guys, today I have my first guest. I'm a little bit nervous, and from what I've heard, she's a little bit nervous as well. I got Romi here. Romi is a true powerhouse. She's achieved a lot of success in business and in her bodybuilding career. And also, like many very high achievers, she has faced challenges of burnout, and it has led her to a journey for healing and self-discovery. I know Romi for a very, very long time. We actually went to high school together. And I mean, we was pretty young back then. And we kind of lost touch, but we still followed each other on social media. So I've kind of seen a little bit of what she was doing. I seen her be very successful in her job and as well as the bodybuilding career. And you guys, she looked amazing. It was really crazy. And I also seen, Romi, that you went to Bali. Well, I don't know if that was the first time, but the second time you went for a long time. That's the last time I remember. But before we start, I want to give you the opportunity to introduce yourself too.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you for being here and to inviting me to come here. So I'm very, very happy. Yes, that's true. So everything what you talk about was right. And yeah, it was my third time in total. So that's why I went to Bali because I know I had a good time there. So I know for myself to go into healing, I need a safe space. And yeah, Bali is a good place to do that because you have the space to be you. And the spirituality part is a big part in my life. My whole life is with spirituality, but yeah, I didn't have the time, or I didn't took my time in the past then, or I lost my path in the spirituality when I was so deep in the business and into the bodybuilding. So yeah, and this is why I lost myself so much, and I felt that. But when I was inside of that, I didn't feel it so much. I felt okay, there's something wrong, but I didn't know what it is. And yes, on this time when I went to Bali, I was so deep disconnected that it spends a lot of time to come back to myself. And yeah, that was the start to a really nice journey. And I love it to yeah, explore something new and deeper inside of me.
It's inspirational. I've watched your transformation from going from, being successful in business and then going to Bali and kind of like on a, I don't know if you know that movie Eat, Pray, Love with Julia Roberts.
Yes. Yeah.
That kind of what it reminded me of. I was like, that is so awesome. And I've watched you come back now. I think you're in Germany right now.
Yes.
Yeah, so I watched you come back and like really with a whole different aura, with a whole huge positivity in you. And this is why I actually also invited you, because I just found that the difference so big. I was like, that's crazy. Like she really has, did a lot of self work. And I really admire people, who can self reflect, do self work. And I mean, this is what the podcast essentially is about, a lot of mental health, self discovery. And I think you're kind of like the perfect example for that. So tell me, when you was you said you didn't really feel it when you was in the middle of the business, in the middle of succeeding in your life. You didn't really feel like you kind of lost touch with yourself. So when was the moment you noticed it, and how did you notice it?
Okay, so I think I felt it the whole trip, but I was so in success. So I started with bodybuilding in the middle of 2021, so in the beginning, and I did it because it makes so much fun. It was something new. I got a message from my brother, and he means, "Hey, Romi, you look so amazing. You have to go on stage." So that was the beginning. I thought something new because I'm spontaneously, and it was so like something new, and I want to see how it is. And yeah, in the same time, I grew up with the business, so new employees, a new store, and something. So it was huge,
Mm-hmm.
but I can handle it because it was so much fun for me. And in this time, I had a strong mindset because all the time I work a lot with myself, with my mind and everything. So in this time, everything was good. But then when the competition was finished, my yeah, I was from 22 women. I did the 11th place. So it was for me like, I can do something better. So, and that was, so for now reflected, the point when something shifted in myself, because on this time I changed my mind so much to be more strong and do more. And exactly this part was, I think, too much, because normally I'm a strong woman. I know this, and I have a lot of willpower, but my energy I get for my whole day to be so successful like that was fun and happiness. And on this time, I lost it. So, and this was the beginning to go in a different kind of Romi. So I worked harder, I was stronger, I was more disciplined. Yeah, and I feel it in each situations in my life because I was stronger also to my employees. I had 13 employees. So yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
There's a lot of
if you should
responsibility.
yes, it is. Two stores, and yeah, we did really a lot of. So our Geschwindigkeit, our speed was
Yeah.
very, very, very fast. So in 2.5 years, I grew up two stores, 13 employees. So it was bam, 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 bam.
Mm.
And yeah, at the same time, to start with bodybuilding was really, really crazy. Yeah, but on this time, something shifted inside of me. So I saw it, but I can't stop it, because I had this goal, and my mentality is like, when I have a goal, I really want to get this goal.
Yeah.
And that was for me a nice process to see how we can shift when we are too strict and we have too much willpower. And I learned willpower is like a raw material.
Mm-hmm.
So if we spend too much in something, then we can lose it. So, and this has happened to me because then I did in the same year my last competitions. Normally, it's also not normal that you do 2 seasons, but I did because my willpower.
Yeah.
And that was very, very hard. I did okay, a better place, so the fourth place for international beginner. It was heavy to get a pro qualifier card. It was huge. But after the competitions, I fell down in a deep, yeah, because I got sick and all my routines were done. And from superstars, when they have the tourney and they're on stage, the day after is hard, very hard. And for me, it was like more than 6 weeks without anything.
Wow.
And that was really hard because then I had time to think, and my mind was so crazy. Paulina, I tell you, it was this time of stillness. I thought like, what has happened with me? I was so disconnected. I listen so many voices in my head, and normally I have to do this is this, but I can't. And my completely body was in this mode to keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, but I can't. And that was crazy for me. Yeah, and after that time, all the time I searched to come out of this, but it was like arrow. My system was completely done, and I thought like, oh, it's a new year because it was exactly in on Sylvester. So it was like as one day after Sylvester, and I was like, no, no, this is not good for me because it's new year. I have to start and give more power because yeah, everyone have new goals and new everything, and I'm so like, no, nothing, and my body is completely tired. Yeah, and this time yeah, I fell down, and it was a hard, very, very hard and long time that I couldn't do anything. Sometimes I got a message from friends. They asked me, how are you? And it was like, for me, my heart was beating so much because it overwhelmed me that someone asked me how I am. So I know I have to write them, and that was too much for me. And this is crazy. From 100% fully and you are flying to zero and deeper.
Not having the energy to even respond to simple text messages.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really so hard that I didn't want to live anymore. It was so hard to, I don't know, I was overwhelmed from everything to wake up in the morning. It was too hard. So, and this time was like more than 6 months that I felt like that. And at the same time, I canceled my job and started new because I have to hold. I don't know. So I started in the gym from my brother to help him in the business. Yeah. So, but in this time, I know it's wrong for me. I only do it to have a routine, to can hold myself, to go back to my old life. I know it's wrong. And it felt so wrong, but I had some goals for him as well to support him because he really needed help in this time. And yeah, I spent half a year with my burnout there. And then I said, okay, I can't do it. I can't do it. So we had the goals, we did the goals. And after I said like, okay, I have to go. I have to go because otherwise I can't live like that. I don't have fun anymore. I don't have power. I'm done. I'm really done.
So while you have, or when that period started where you felt like you kind of fell into this big hole, like mental big hole, to go from 100 to zero, you said you quit your job. Have you been scared to quit your job because of this, like an uncertainty kind of? Not knowing what you're gonna do, or just quitting the maybe the financial responsibility or the financial security that you had, and to go into something different. How what kind of feelings have you been going through then?
That was completely crazy. But then this time I was like, um, you don't have feelings in this time, you don't think like that. You are only scared about everything, but you don't know what to do, what is right, what is wrong. I in this time I couldn't thought, you know,
Yeah,
there's nothing what I can do. I was like stuck
you was like
in each.
frozen, kind of
Yeah, I was frozen or Ohnmacht. Like,
passed out.
yeah, you feel like that the whole day. And yeah, that is quite crazy because I never thought that it will be happen to me because I'm Romi, I'm strong and I'm powerful and you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
but it's to me. So wow. And to feel like that for now, I know it was very important for me to feel like that because now I work with some people, they have that or they are on the way to go into that. So I can really feel this people. So it helps me a lot. Yeah, that's the thing. Sorry.
Okay. No, that's very interesting. Especially you mentioned that before you actually took that step to go to Bali for a longer time, you went to Bali twice before, if I understood that correctly.
Yes, that's true.
So, while you was in Bali, why Bali in the first place? Why did you even decide to go to Bali in the first place?
For now, for my last time, or when I was there a few years ago.
So, the very first time you went to Bali.
Okay, the very first time, yeah, this is a nice story because normally I booked it with my ex-boyfriend together or ex-ex-friend. And yeah, but we canceled our relationship. And then I thought like, okay, Miss Romi, I want to travel alone once in my life. So dreams come true, but sometimes on different ways.
True.
And that was and that was yeah my chance to go alone to travel. And I didn't know anything, I didn't book anything when I arrived there. And I want to go there to just go with the flow, to really learn to go with the flow. So that's why I took Bali, because and also I saw a lot of pictures about Bali and yeah, the yoga, spirituality, nature, everything. So yeah, and that's why I was there, and it was the best, one of the best time in my life. After this, I canceled the job I had before
Mm-hmm.
because I was in a different work for 5 years. And that was for me like, okay, I have to go. And normally, in my first time in Bali, I had this big call to go deeper in the spirituality path, into yoga, into everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I came back. I canceled my job. And then I said to Bali, I come back for sure. Half a year later, I went back to Bali to make my yoga instructor, yoga teacher, and
Mm-hmm.
everything like that. But the biggest thing was before I went to Bali again, I was in a seminar, a sales event, and I met my ex-chefs there.
Mm-hmm.
So before I traveled again alone, I signed for this job I had before now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So reflected, it was like, yeah, the offers from the universe, if you want to choose the good money and the success and everything, or if you choose your hard way. So, and in this time, I choose the way for the money, success, and grow something big.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that
That's
was
interesting.
very interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. And the last time that you went to Bali, so um I do remember you posting a lot of stuff that you are going with the flow kind of, and you went to Bali, and a couple months later you were still in Bali. So how long were you actually in Bali the last time?
The last time now was 7 months.
Wow. Have
Yeah.
you, so were you not kind of afraid because it's like a completely new environment? It's a completely different culture. I mean, you've been there, so you've seen it a little bit. You've got your first impression. But to stay there for like, I would say longer than 2 or 3 months would be a different thing. So how was it for you? Like, have you been afraid? And how were the cultural differences? Have you been shocked? And how is the system there? How is the health insurance? Like, if you get sick, how did you manage to do that?
Yes. Okay. So Bali is a very good place to travel alone. It's so safe, and the people are very, very helpful, and yeah, so lovely because you feel this kind of energy. They pray every single day, and they believe in karma and some stuff like that. Not everyone, but the most. And so it's I didn't had to fear some stuff like that because I was in the plane and I thought like, okay, I go there now. So my feelings were not there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but to talk about my emotions, I will do it later. But about Bali, Bali is really a nice place when you want to go more deep inside of you, if you want to explore yourself, if you want to feel your intuition and just follow your heart. So Bali is a really nice place to get this kind of energy. Now Bali is, yeah, there are a lot of people because the people know Bali is nice.
Yeah. It's a lot of tourists there now. They took the place.
Oh yeah, a lot, not only tourists. The most, I think, the most is like really people like me. They go there to do
Find
exactly like that.
themselves. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and stay there longer. Or people they work there, they live there. So many people are there now. It's crazy, and the streets are very busy. So if you want to go to relax, then yeah, don't drive too much on the busy road. Ubud, Canggu, this yeah it's busy. Go more up in the north if you want to have the silence. Then you can do it
Okay.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, sorry.
Yeah, quick side question. So, do they have vegan food there?
Yes.
Because I was,
A lot.
that's amazing. Because I was thinking about going to Bali at some point. It's not on my priority list, but definitely, like maybe in the next 10 years, I do want to visit Bali just to see it. And I did see a lot of amazing food. Like, it's very colorful. But I was
Uh-huh.
wondering, like, is it vegan too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's great.
So if you want to go there, tell me. I will send you the best restaurants there.
Amazing. Okay, okay, great, great.
If you want to be visit Bali, because I saw the difference. I was there 5 or 6 years ago and now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's huge. It's
Mm.
huge. It's really like, wow, what has happened here? It's like a big city now. Yeah, so if you want to visit Bali and see a little bit more of the culture, you have to go, I think, the next 2 years, because now there are a lot of Russians and they buy a lot and they build and build and build.
Oh
So
wow.
it's really crazy. So that's why the special tip, go more up in the north.
Okay.
There you will see more the nature and everything, and not that much touristic.
Mm-hmm.
Or really the islands around Bali. It's also super nice. But the energy on Bali is different, really
Mm.
special in Ubud, because wow, this is, I don't know why, but it's special. It's so special. You have to feel it. It's a vibration there. I don't know. It's yeah.
Yeah, I do think that just because I personally believe in it, I do feel like the energy of the peoples and also the thoughts of the people, if they are all in one place, that what determines like the energy and vibration of the place. So I feel like if you go to a place where people are very negative thinking and very exhausted and, depressed or something, that, you may feel a little bit low energy and your body kind of adjusts to that. And I feel like the exact opposite as well. If you have people with a lot of positive thoughts, or like you said, they have a lot of spirituality, or they're very focused on spirituality there. And, then you can feel the energy and you feel that comfort kind of too, I guess.
It's
That's
exactly like that. Yeah.
that's amazing.
And also
Yeah.
it's so fast there. So if you think about something,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's so fast and it's happened. That's crazy. Bali is so fast. If you really, if you think about, okay, I want to have like this and this, and then the next day, on a crazy way, you don't can say how. You just have to believe. And this is crazy sometimes what has happened there. Really crazy when you are open for that. If you're closed, then no.
Yeah.
But if
Are you talking about manifestation?
yes.
Okay. Okay. I like to hear more of that. So you say there you feel like it happens so quickly that you think about something and you receive it. Do you have an example?
Yeah, as example, you wanna know about something, or you have a question in your mind, and then you sit there, have a lunch, and there is a guy, and on one point you just talk together, and he tell you exactly that, but you
Oh,
don't have
wow.
this answer, the question or some
Mm.
stuff, but it's just flowing, and then on the conversation it comes to you, and this is crazy sometimes. Or you think about, or I need maybe a good photographer or something, and then on the next, it's crazy. It's so fast.
Wow. That's wild. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's really really wild because I feel like I feel like here in Germany it's like when I'm trying to manifest something, it takes a very long time and it comes in different ways, but it takes a long time though. Even though I
Mm-hmm.
try to think about it a lot. And if you say, in Bali, you kind of like think about something and it manifests very quickly, that's crazy. That's why I feel like also, the energy of your surrounding has a lot to do with the manifestation in a 3D world. So yeah, I'm baffled. I did not expect that.
Yeah,
Wow.
this is the biggest gift on Bali, and that's why so many people, they have their own business go there, because they heard about that and they go there because they realized. And also this kind of business what they have shift on a better way. But when I arrived, I was so exhausted. So
Mm.
for me, the 7 months was just healing. It
Mm.
was because my every thought and belief was done,
Mm.
so I have to start from zero,
Yeah.
to climb up the mountain step by step, and to come back in life.
Mm.
And also I manifest a coach. It was so crazy. One story I have to share, because I was there, I was completely exhausted. I didn't know what should I do, where should I go, blah blah blah. I was there a few years ago, yes, but you come there and you start from zero. And I sit there in Ubud in a Sayuri restaurant, the best vegan, by
Oh,
the way.
okay.
And I sit there and yeah, I ordered something, and next to me there was a woman, and she was sitting there on his laptop and was creating something nice. And I thought like, oh my gosh, I want to do the same in the future. And at one point, she had a look to me and said like, "Hey, how are you?" Blah, blah, blah. So in Bali, it's so easy. The people are so open and friendly, and oh, so much easier than here.
Mm-hmm.
So then, yeah, we had a conversation, and I talked a little bit with her, and then she's from my story and everything, and she was like, "Wow!" And she looked me in the eyes, and she really saw me.
Hmm.
She don't just listen to me. She really looked in my eyes so deeply, and she saw me,
Hmm.
and I saw that she feel me. So that was the first wow moment for me in Bali. And she means like, Romi, I want to make a gift for you. I give you a Reiki session for free. And I thought like, what the
Wow.
hell?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know about Reiki. Reiki is the energy work.
Okay.
And I thought like, okay, I didn't know what Reiki really is, but I said like, yes, okay, I will do it. I trust her. So, and I think 2 weeks later, we meet each other, and she did a Reiki session with me. And it was huge. I had feelings in my life, in my body. I felt stuff. On one point, I was just flying. It feels like, what is she doing with me?
Mm-hmm.
Because I lay down, I close my eyes, I have to do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And she worked with the energy. So it's not her energy, it's the energy from the universe, and she's like a channel, and she gives me the energy, and the energy knows exactly what your body really needs.
Okay.
And I felt so many things. I can't believe that. So I have to feel that to feel and to believe. Yeah, and this time I felt okay, I have to work with energy, because my hands was like, I had like energy balls in my hands, and I had this feeling like, okay, Romy, you have to keep going, go in this energy work. And I understand that call, and yeah, I did the Reiki training as well. So wow. And something on this point, something shifted, and she is now also my coach, because all the time I wish for myself a really good coach, because I was in psychologic before I arrived in Bali, and this is not really how I want to work with. This is too, I don't know. For me, there's no heart, there's no feelings, it's so cold.
Mm-hmm.
And I need something more. For me, it's like healing, the mental, the physical, the feelings, emotion, everything, and belief and love. For me, is healing is so much love, and to go into this pain. But when you go in this pain, to transform and have people around you, they can help you.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. That so yeah, I'm actually kind of a little bit lost for words. It's that's a wonderful story.
Yeah.
Especially you say something shifted after that. So, do you feel like your healing began from that point on?
Not really, but on this time, I found myself more. I know I have to go that way more. So before I started
Mm-hmm.
to go into this healing, to understand more about me. So this is also kind of healing. But on this point, I know now is a new chapter to go into healing.
Mm-hmm.
And this was for me exactly what I needed to go deeper into the healing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. That
Okay.
was a big step for me. Yeah.
Amazing. So, I know, I mean, we both, we live in Germany, obviously. So we know the German people. And what I'm kind of fascinated with is that you are so open towards that. You're so open towards that spirituality, very open towards that culture, very open towards also yourself when it comes to self discovery. Because from what I noticed here in Germany, that's just my personal observation. People are just really like stuck up and like not really open-minded. And so this is why I'm very fascinated that especially, we lived in the same city, Rosenheim, Kolbermoor. So I know how the people there are, and they're even less open-minded, I feel like, in comparison to like the big cities such as Frankfurt or even maybe Nuremberg. So how come, or why do you think you are so open-minded towards that?
This
Where do
is
you
a
think
very,
this
very
come
good
from?
question. I think it's a part of me. So when I grow up, so my stepfather was always a little bit more into it, not really spirituality, but more open-minded. Not like how I am, but I don't know. I think life was showing me on different situations, and I have to go deeper in it. I started with yoga. That was my first step to go more into the spirituality, because in this time I feel myself so much more.
Mm-hmm.
And that was for me like, wow, okay, there's something more.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely something more. And yeah, I don't know. As a child, sometimes I had also like yeah, situations, and I didn't know there's something more. And the most parents say like, no, there wasn't something, but we are, as a child, we see something more because we are open, we are not full of this walls and
And all these
limiting.
thoughts. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So, and this is hard, and I felt that as now the same, because now I have so many thoughts, so to take the thoughts from me, it was hard. I spent so much time to clean myself from all this shit. And yeah, and now I think like I have to be open like that, and I have to speak open like that. And also when people say how crazy she is,
Mm-hmm.
it's okay for me, because I think I'm on a level, it's okay. I just want to give something inspiration, not too deep, because I'm definitely deeper that I show other people. But I think it's important, because for me, I was on the same like the other people.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I have to go this way. So I understand why people think like that, why people feel like that, why people don't see like that, because they are not open right now to go deeper, and it's completely fine. So I don't say like, what, you're not spirituality? Oh my goodness. No, this is the part, this is the system here.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe in it to show a little bit what can be happen, or let the people feel. And that's why I do the retreat, just that let the people feel, and then they can choose, oh wow, yes, there's something more, or no, this is nothing for me. But I think, yeah, never try, never know,
Right. Yeah.
So I'm very good, and so many other people are in spirituality, and they live a different life. And yeah, this is my bigger purpose in life, to show people and let them really feel, because this is huge and amazing and powerful
Yeah.
and such love. And also when people hate me, it's okay. I want to stay in love, and love doesn't matter about someone who's.
It doesn't matter if they give you the same energy back or not. I love. So basically, you're saying love is unconditional.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful. And I feel like you also give that energy out. I know we're on the computer right now, but I can feel your positivity, your energy. It's really, really amazing. You've always been a strong woman from how I've known you back in school, and the transformation now is just crazy. I feel like it shifted from a strong woman to even a stronger woman, but like in a soft way, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of how I see it. So that's really, really amazing. So if you would have never went to Bali, or if you, let's say if you would have never done the self work that you decided to do, where do you think you would be right now?
This is a good question. I think I were in the system. I worked as hard as I can, and I never stopped. And I think I would lose myself so much more and get more sick and sick. Sure. and I were cold and only focused to be more successful and get more money. And I don't want to say that money and success is not good, but if you only have this as your goal, then it makes you hard and cold. And I'm so happy that life or God or whatever was stopping me to go into this way. But at the same time, I'm thankful because I know, wow, I'm as a person, I can go this way so fast. So I can understand people, they are so cold, and maybe remember them and bring them back to the right way. So this is my path, this is my purpose, this is, yeah, because I think life don't need cold people. We have so many people they are like that, and that makes wars and something like that. And when we change and when I change, I hope people around me will maybe change a bit. And when these people change a little bit, they around, so this like a bigger cycle. It's only in my small world, but hey, I can do my job as good as I can, and without pressure, anything. When people want to follow, then they can. If not, it's also okay. It's up to everyone. But I want to show them, because I think if you listen to your heart, you feel okay. I think that's a good way for myself and for other people.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. Um, I also have learned in therapy that I had a session one day, and I asked her, why do I have to be the example? Why do I have to be the example? Like, why can't they just be the example and like be the leader kind of, you know? It's exhausting. But in the session, we discussed basically that, and I like to use this as an example. Like, I talk about it a lot, and I know I use that example a lot too. But when you tell a child, don't smoke, but you smoke in front of the child, you know, it's not gonna listen to you. It's not gonna be like, okay, yeah, you know, it's not good, but they do it, you know. But when you tell a child, like, don't smoke, it's really not good for you, and then you are being an example because you're not smoking, for example, then it makes a child more eager to follow you, because what you do and what you say matches. So when you say one thing, it's bad, and you do another, then they're like, okay, well, I can do it too. And I think, like, ultimately we're doing it, like you say, we're not wanting to have other people's follow, but if they decide to, then that's their choice. And it's like, it gives yourself and other people the freedom of individuality to be like, okay, I'll do what's best for me. And if they decide to see me as an example, then that's wonderful. That's beautiful. Yeah. And if they don't, then that's cool. They don't, you know, it's because at the end of the day, they have to live their own life, you know, and you have to live your own life. So this is what I got from that. Beautiful. And also, yeah.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
And also, you as a leader, you have this call, you know, you are strong enough to go in front, because the most people don't understand, when you go in front, there's the most wind, you know, there are the clouds, or maybe the grass, what you have to put away.
Yeah.
So I only have to follow you, so it's so much easier to go and back to you, but you in the front, you have to be stronger. This is normal, and this is the part of a leader. And when you have the call, then it have a reason, because you are strong enough and you can do it. And people need that. It's always the same. Superstars are like that. They are here and go in front and do something special, different. Yeah, and they get the shitstorm, but they hold it because they know they do it for a bigger and higher reason. And then they get the power. And sometimes, yeah, I think the highest people sitting at home and cry sometimes because they think, oh my God, what has happened with these people? I'm doing right or I'm doing wrong. I don't know. This is the same. I do the same sometimes, but I know, I remember myself every single day, my bigger purpose. And my bigger purpose is something good for the life and not to get more money or, yeah, okay, I want to get money. Yeah,
Who
sure.
doesn't,
But
right?
this is, yeah, I want also to have a life with my standards and something nice, but not, I do it only for that. My higher purpose is different. And yeah, and when I get money, because my thought is also, before I worked and run the money behind the money, and now I think we will see what has happened, that I go my way and the money will follow me. So I want to switch.
Right. This is what I also heard is somebody, I can't remember which podcast it was. There was this woman, she said, if you work to get money, you will forever chase the money. And if you work for your purpose, the money will chase you at some point. So I think so. I think so too. Because I mean, you see big successful people and they're basically following their purpose, you know, and they are successful with it because with success comes, most than likely comes money. And it gives you, in my opinion, it's not that money is like so important. It's more of a freedom kind of thing. You know, it gives you a lot of freedom to do things your way, maybe to provide more for your family, to have maybe less struggles, because people always think being focused on money or being wanting more money means that, you know, you're materialistic. But I don't think that way. I think it's just, it gives you more freedom to want more money. It gives you more opportunities.
And I can tell you something. When I was in Bali, the most people asked me, and what are you doing with your money? Money. And I thought like, hello, is there something different like money? But I when I'm true to myself, the first 4 months I spent every single day to think about my money. It was fucking crazy. I realized, oh my goodness. And when I lost my money more and more, it goes more and more. For me, it was like more and more okay to see that my bank account is going down, down, down. But I was like full, it was crazy that can be, because the most people are scared. And I was the same. But on the one point, I thought like, I know every single cent what is going from my bank account, it will come back.
Right.
But then when I'm ready to receive it, because first I have to clean myself and to let it go. It's crazy. It's crazy that I think like that.
But you know, it's a very good mindset. I'm actually exactly that I am learning right now. You know, I'm learning to, because I grew up with like this scarcity mindset of money. Like I have to hold on to the money because, you know, money is hard to get. You have to work hard for your money. You know, this kind of mindset and belief system. And as I researched a lot and as I like did a lot of self work too, I realized like it's just a mindset thing. You know, if I am able to let the money go, I know it will come back. You know, like whatever I let go freely and I take care of my finances, it will come back. And as soon as I'm ready, you know, it will multiply. So yeah. I've heard it many times too that people, you know, they were successful with the money and they received a lot of money because they followed their purpose. But I think it was Louis Hose. He, 2 years before he received a lot of money, he needed a lot of money too. He needed the money, but he said he could have used that money, but he wasn't ready for that money. He wasn't ready for that money.
That's awesome. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's really, yeah, basically that's exactly what you're talking about. Like it's nice to talk to people like that, you know, because I feel like in Germany, I'm very, very grateful to have friends and people that I know that have a kind of similar mindset, I would say. But other than that, if you talk to a random person from work, it's kind of hard talking about those deep topics, I would say. You know, you got to work hard for the money.
Yeah, it's true. And this is so hard because then you follow and you work hard for money. And this is not, huh? No, this and it's not what I understand about life and have joy and do. No, yeah. But it's nice that you tell me about that, but and also to be ready to receive this kind of money, because
Right.
I think also, or you really have to, the money mindset is so important. I had the same with my client. So I have, since 4 months, I have a client as well. And she, because I'm good in sales and some stuff like that. So she was a customer from sales coaching from myself. And this time when we meet each other, she lose her clients. And now she get more clients. She have the double of she get the double of the money what she had before, and also she have her first employee and the first
Wow.
boyfriend. So many things are shifting because we work on this mindset, money mindset, a lot of things. And also she have to do her work, because to work on your mindset is work.
Right.
To work, go the right steps for your work, what you really want to do, is also you have to do something to receive that money. This is not like, okay, I work a little bit on my money mindset and then the money will come. No, this is not. Some people listen all the time like you have to receive it and then you will get the money. But no, you have to do your work as well,
Or
but
just
in
listen
a
to
different.
affirmations. Just listen to money
Yeah.
affirmations and then receive money. It's not
No,
as
yeah.
easy.
No, I will be fine. But the thing is, your consciousness, or I don't know, Unterbewusstsein, our
Mhm.
underconsciousness,
um, yeah, the unconscious, unconscious.
unconscious, yeah, is working with us. But first, we have to go in our consciousness to change this kind of mindset,
Mm-hmm.
to say the money will follow me. I do something what helped me to go to work on my purpose. So and then your everything will shift. You completely yeah, you took a different took different glasses on you, and then you have this kind of filter, and then you go the right steps automatically. So this is the way how it works. And then something was shifting, and then you go automatically the right ways, and then you will receive the money. This is logical, but you told so right. In Germany it spends a little bit more time. But if you work for yourself every day on it, if you spend the time for yourself, then it's more easier to, yeah, to level up, because it's really level up your energy.
Right. I do think it also reflects in other aspects of life, such as, love or friendships. It's basically the same thing. If you keep following your purpose, and if you stay true to yourself, and if you stay true to your values, and you keep working on yourself, but not to a point where you're like stressed out working about yourself, but just, remind yourself of what do you want and what are you here for. And then I think everything else will follow automatically. And if people even go, it will not be as bad anymore, because you just know everybody, nothing belongs to you. Everything is free, and everything will come as you are ready to receive it. And if it's not coming, then maybe you need to do more self-work to receive it. Do you think the same way?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wonderful. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a few questions for you as we come towards the end of this conversation. Also, I've noticed that you have went to church. So I'm asking myself, are you religious, or is it more spirituality for you?
Yeah, this is a good question. I don't know what it is. It's just trust, belief in something bigger. And on my healing journey, I really felt this connection to something bigger. And I also had a lot of, did a lot of spirituality things. And I felt there's something more. And I felt it, I saw it, I listened to it. And yeah, I saw it. Yeah. So that's why I know there's something more. And the church was for me like, this is a place, the human doing so many bad things to make good things bad. It's so
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh, yeah.
This is for me. I realized that when I was in the church last time, I realized it so much. And I thought, like, oh my goodness, this is a place where you can go for yourself. You have a safe space. You can let out your thoughts, your feelings, everything. So this is a magic place what you can use for free for yourself, but other people are doing something bad and oh, okay. But for me, I think everyone have their own religion or not. I don't can say I'm religion because I don't know what means religion right now. It's difficult for me to
Yeah.
say. Huh? So I believe in something bigger. I believe in myself, in my higher self. I believe in God. It's crazy, or universe, whatever it means. In the same time, it's always the same. And I believe in some stories, what has happened in the past and what shows us how people really are. And and I believe in trust and love. This is my biggest belief. Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay.
And silent also, because we are complete. But the life when we grow up is limited, and then we start to limitate ourselves,
Yeah.
and this is, I think, the biggest problem. And when we go in silence, and this is so hard for us because sometimes we are scared, what is in silence? When I am really in silence with myself, which kind of emotions, which kind of thoughts are coming up? And that's why the most people, I'm included, were scared to go into the silence. And sometimes every day I have to remember myself, okay, Romi, go in silence. Because my old me is still there every single day. It's
Right.
still there. But I'm not fighting anymore with her
Yeah.
because she's there and she's scary and she is, yeah. And she's there and I love her and I hug her and I say, like, come on, Romi, we will do it together. And then we go in silence. And then we are here, and then we get this new energy again and we are ready for the day.
I see. Yeah, I do notice that, especially in this generation, we have the phones, we have the TVs, and I do feel like people are not taking time to be in the present moment, to sit down and be with your own thoughts, because I think it's also scary to a lot of people to be with their own thoughts. And that's why, those distractions such as TV, phone, doing whatever is basically there to distract yourself from the uncomfortable feelings and uncomfortable thoughts you may have when you sit by yourself and alone. I mean, we know it too, right? So yeah, it's a challenge because the distractions today are very easy. You just reach out and you have your phone. You go on your laptop, you're distracted.
This
It's
is
so
the
easy,
reason why it's so successful.
right?
Because
Because it's easy. It's easily
yeah,
accessible. Yeah.
yeah. And normally it's more easy when you go into the silence, when you learn it after. So the first time can be harder. So this is why also I do the retreat, because when you are in the space with people around you, it's so much more easy and also a higher energy. When you sit by yourself alone, it's quite a little bit harder. But when you tap into it, you feel like more and more fun because you are more and more with yourself, and then you get more and more answers, and then it makes fun and you get more energy, and you feel something is shifting in your whole body, in your whole mind, in your whole energy. And then you see it on the next step, you see it outside, because when you change yourself, things around you will change. Also, your filter is completely different, your focus. And this is what makes you a better life. And this is the beautiful thing what you can do. And this is for free. You don't have to pay anything for
Right.
it.
Right.
So normally, it's so much more easier and cheaper at the same time.
Right, right. So,
So
yeah.
all we need is us.
Yeah, basically. I mean, that's literally all we need. I agree with that. So you're doing this retreat, I see.
Yeah.
So what is your vision for this retreat?
Yeah, to ground people, to remember them, how beautiful they are, and that they have all they need, and to let them feel what they can feel, what is still there every day, but we don't see and feel it because we are in our laptops, in our phones, on our... So bring them back to themselves, to the reality,
Mhm.
because this is
Not
not
the reality.
reality.
Hmm.
I'm so sorry, but
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
we're creating that it have to be reality, but it isn't.
Right.
So, and this is my purpose. And then I know on this day they will change. They will have different. I know this because I did a lot of work in Bali like that. And every time when I was on a workshop or on a yoga session or whatever, meditation, I felt like, wow, wow, wow. And now I do like a whole day easily, also for beginners, also for pros. Yeah, to spend a whole day, like 6 hours with a break, just to be by themselves.
I think it's
And
also I
yeah,
think it's also beautiful that you're kind of bringing that to Germany, to bring that here. I think that's maybe a little revolutionary.
so it's it's hard to start, and I know some voices around me talking something shit, but
Yeah.
this is also part of to be a leader and to stay in love, to understand these people, and don't think bad about these people. They speak bad about me,
Hmm.
because I want to show them love. I want to stay there. And also when they go with a knife in my back, it's okay. I want to stay in love. This is, I know, for myself, not only for other people, for myself, to stay in this big, big love. And sometimes I listen to my thoughts and say, like, shit, now I'm not in the love. Okay. What can I do for myself to stay there?
So I think it has a lot to do with self awareness too, just being aware enough to even realize or recognize those moments that you have when you're like letting your negative thoughts kind of get to you and you catch yourself like, hold up, I know what's happening right now. Let's do what I know I can do. So I think
Yeah.
self awareness definitely plays a big role in that. So I have a question for you, an interesting one. So, if 19-year-old Romi could say something to the Romi today, what do you think it would be?
Follow your heart, only your heart, and go in silent stillness.
That's beautiful. That's so simple, but it's so beautiful. Um, and what are the two main things that you have learned as an adult so far?
Two main things. So you mean for my meaning, or what do you think? What do you mean?
So, for example, for me, I've learned in my adulthood that my inner child is a big part of my adulthood, and I never noticed that, but it's a big part, and I just have to learn to handle it, in the right ways, because it will always be there.
Yeah, that was also a big part on my journey. So we can take the same exactly. And also, for, yeah, my inner child, and also to understand my childhood, so my parents and everything. So yeah, to understand where everything comes from.
Mm-hmm.
So I did my family
Family
stuff.
tree.
So I know, yeah, I saw a lot of things, and now everything makes sense.
Mm.
And that was also very healful for me, because now I can see the people around me different, and I can see like I kind of, forgiveness is so a big part for me, and I could do that, and I'm so happy and proud to, yeah, to let it go in this way as well. Yeah, and also to, yeah, to stay, really, it's always the same. When you feel like something is overwhelming you, you don't can see clearly, go in stillness and in love and trust. And this is for me like why I go in the church sometimes as well, or why I pray, or why I do listen really nice music to bring myself back and meditate or do yoga, because we have so many tools.
So
And
many.
it's not only do yoga or only go meditation or only pray. No, you know exactly what you need in this moment, but you have to listen to yourself. And this is everything. And then you follow, not just, okay, I know what I have to do, but I don't do it. Then nothing can happen. You have to follow in this moment. And sometimes it's hard, but every single step, when you do it, you grow. You grow and grow and grow on the good way.
Yeah. So you touched on forgiveness. I think that would be if you still have a little bit more time, I would love to talk about that. So I've heard that, if you, let me start by saying this. So when somebody has done something to you, you get angry and you get resentful, which is a natural psychological reaction to somebody hurting you. It just depends on how long you want to stay in that angry and resentful place. Because I've heard that the longer you stay angry and resentful and frustrated, the more illness you build up in yourself, because all of those negative emotions are there, the bitterness and whatnot. So what tip can you give to people that have a hard time forgiving somebody that hurt them, or maybe something that has happened to them and they are just having a hard time forgiving a person? Maybe it's something very, very very difficult to forgive, So what tip can you give to people to kind of dive into this forgiveness?
Thank you for that. You have different options. It really depends how deep it is, but I would say go into this feeling on one point, because otherwise you have the pressure. No, I don't want to have this feeling. I don't want to have this feeling. And this is mostly what we do. We are angry, but we say like, no, we can't go. We can be angry. So we all the time we push it away. But then it's getting stronger and stronger, and on one point, and we don't know what will be happen. But mostly it goes deep inside of us, and then we get sick or ill or whatever. So I think the best thing is really, breath work is for me the best therapy in this part, because then you really can let it out. So you take your whole body, because healing is also, we need our body, not only our mind, to let it out, because this bad energy will stuck in our body. It's crazy. If something has happened, because it's also sometimes like a trauma, when something really, really bad has happened to you, and it's happened in my life as well, and it's crazy because our body is reacting instantly. So we had to put it out, and with breath you can take it out, and also with your mind. So you really have this focus to let it go, and to say like, okay, we let it go, we want to heal, and something like that. So, and then you can take your body with the breath and let it out. Also, you can take like your phone, say like, okay, how long you want to be very, very angry? When you say like, okay, half an hour, I got in crazy as fuck. And then you make like 30 minutes, and then you crazy hardest music. And then you take your pillow and your box inside of, so you really take it. If you have fun with it, it's perfect. So you see there are different ways, but go in this feeling and free. And after this, you will have so much fun. When my ex-boyfriend and me, we broke up the relationship, and I did the same for myself. I was at home, I didn't feel that so much, but I know I have to let this feeling out. So I put some stuff, and put it on the wall. And I thought like, yes. And after I felt so much better. And then for me, it's also very healful. After this, I really write a text. And because then your energy is so high, and then you really go into love. Because then you have the switch, and then you write it down. You say thank you for everything, because this kind of person only can hurt you when you had a good time together, or when you normally loved each other, or whatever. Mm-hmm. So there is something nice. So remember and write it down and send this person love. And then you have a wonderful, wonderful relationship. But at the same time, also you have, so as example, in a relationship, you have like, for me in my mind is always like a Verbindung, a connection.
Connection, yeah.
You have to cut this connection on one point. And this is hard. And yeah. And this is also like it comes when I thought about this. But yeah, this is also on this ritual, because for me, this is like a ceremony. It can spend like 6 hours or maybe longer, as long as you need. So take your time when you need that. And then you will cry and you will feel like, oh shit, no, I don't want it. And everything is coming up, but it's okay. And I think this is also so important, that we allow ourselves to feel that and write it down and send love. And okay. And this is easy, because 1 or 2 days after, or 1 week, sometimes it comes again. So like, oh, and then you like, no, it's done. It's done. And it's so easy then. Yeah.
So you're saying, if I understood that correctly, feel the feelings in order to heal. Feel all the feelings in order to heal.
Yeah.
Okay. That's beautiful. Romi, I'm very grateful that you had time to do this first podcast episode with me. I feel like it was a very rich and meaningful conversation, and I love that. I love to see your transformation and just the person that you are. I really wish you to continue on your path and stay as positive and bright and energetic as you are, and strong and soft and wonderful as you are. Really, I really enjoyed this conversation a lot. And whenever I have guests on, I want to ask them one last question. And I'm always very curious to hear in the future what people have to say to that question. So it's a basic question, but everybody has a different answer to it. So what do you think life is about?
Love and trust.
That's amazing. Thank you, Romi. Thank you for your time. Where can people find you if they want to follow your path, and maybe took you as a little example of how they can be? So where can they find you?
Thank you so much for asking me. On Instagram, very easy. On Facebook, I start my own homepage right now as well. So yeah.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
I also did my own journal for self-discovery. So yeah, something has happened.
So I'm looking forward. Hopefully, if you're willing, then maybe we can have another podcast episode in the future after you already done your retreats, and as you grow. I would love to hear about your story more and more. Thank you so much, Romi. Thank you for your time, and continue staying like you are, and keep growing and being a great example for people.